What's going on, guys? Good morning. uh, Last night, after I made my video about the demonic side of gang stalking, I started reading a little bit in the scriptures, and I got some coffee, and I started noticing the Bible talking about workers of iniquity and what that is. And that's basically where people are persecuting Christians, and they're persecuting them just because they are Christians. And yeah, it has to be demonic for these people to come against you in this way, especially if you're innocent, haven't done anything wrong. Christians are going to be persecuted in the end times, and I do believe that we are getting closer to the end times. With the microchip they want to put in our hand or forehead or whatever, that sounds a lot like the mark of the beast to me. And I try not to get too much into the biblical aspect of things, but I just thought that was interesting, reading about it, how they persecute Christians and try and ruin their life, basically. And that's exactly what's going on for all you TIs out there. They don't like you for some reason. Maybe your political views, or maybe you're a conspiracy theorist. They tend to target people who are artistic and free-spirited and open-minded. And I'm a musician, I'm a painter, I'm an artist. That's what I like to do. Really love to play music. I play multiple instruments, and that's just kind of, I started doing that when I was a kid. Just music has always helped me. But yeah, I was reading in the Bible about that, and it says in the last days that demons will roam the earth, and it will make this place their dwelling ground. And that's what I think is going on right now. I can feel it when I go places. I know which one, I know who's who, I know what they're doing. You can just tell, you can spot them. They're really easy to spot. And they always have this shit-eating grin on their face, like they're happy about what they're doing. But yeah, I believe that all this is coming from the government. There's no way that this can't be government funded, because normal, everyday American citizens don't have the means or the currency to be able to do something like this. So yeah, you just basically get blacklisted for some reason. They might think you're a terrorist, or something like that, or a rapist or something, and they just spread all these lies and rumors, and you don't know where they're coming from or who told them, but you start hearing all these rumors about you, and you're like, none of this is true at all. I've never been locked up, I've never been arrested, I've never sat inside of a jail cell. I would like to think I'm a pretty upstanding guy. I like to help people. That's basically what my videos are all about, is just getting on here and trying to relate with some people, or give them some sort of peace, or help them calm down, and kind of bring everyone back to reality of what's actually going on. And it's not this crazy conspiracy theory. This is something that's really happening. It's estimated that there are 10,000 other target individuals around the world, and I think there are more. And people are getting targeted every day. This technology that they have is just out of this world. Facial recognition, like when you go into Walmart, they know your face. They can see it. They've got it. I don't know. It's in their memory, I guess. The cameras and stuff. They just know who you are when you come in. And yeah, at Walmart I feel it the most. And that's why I don't go to Walmart very often. I like to go other places, just because it's, even if people aren't following you, I feel like people are anyway, or I have, since I was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic while I was in the Marine Corps still. And even if people aren't doing anything strange or odd, I just get this feeling a lot of times that I'm not necessarily in danger, but that I'm being watched. There's a lot of different ways to be able to deal with this. When you go places, maybe put headphones in and play some music. That way you don't hear what these people are doing. That way you don't hear the directed conversation, and you can kind of just space out and go shopping and not having to listen to anybody or look at anybody. Just try and stay to yourself and not let them see you get anxious about what they're doing. And like I said before, none of this could be done without the help of dirty police officers, and city council, whatever little city you're in. They'll get word about you somehow. They just do. It doesn't matter where you move or where you go to try and get rid of this or escape it. It seems like it just follows you. And when I moved here at first, it wasn't happening for probably about a month and a half, and then it picked back up again. But I didn't get my hopes up. That's one thing I can tell you too, is not to get your hopes up. If things are going well, appreciate that, and live like that for a little while, like you're in peace, and just take it for what it is. If they're not bothering you at the moment, just be grateful that they're not. But they just like to harass people, and I think it is because we're Christians. A lot of other targeted individuals that I've talked to are very spiritual, not necessarily religious, but we're spiritual. And one day, all this is gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to light, and these people are gonna get what they deserve. It's not something that a lot of people know about. It's not something that the everyday American citizen knows about. And when you're trying to educate them educate them on the matter, they're like, oh yeah, that's weird, that's crazy. But that's as far as it'll go. They don't ever go home and look it up or try and see what it is, and that's because people think you're crazy when you talk about this. So that's another tip that I would like to give to somebody, is just not to try and get everyone to understand. If you have a close friend, or a family member that is not involved, maybe vent to them, but don't just vent to everyone. That's not good. That's what they want, because they want you to get others to think that you look crazy. That's what they're trying to do. I'm having a hard time talking because of my medication that I take. Don't try and convince everyone, because nobody's gonna listen. Not that they don't care, it's just that they don't think it's really happening, and it does sound extremely far-fetched, but not when you're living it every day. People are persecuting Christians right now, and I think that's what's going on. And like I said in my previous video, as soon as I rededicated my life to Christ, I noticed all these things starting to happen to me immediately. It was very odd. You just can't let them get to you. Once you understand that they're just people, and they're not these beings that are coming after you to eat you and shit, all the crazy shit that everyone says. Once you realize that they're just people, it gets easier, because who's gonna hurt you at Walmart? Nobody is. And the more you go to these places and you don't isolate, the easier that it gets. It's called submersion. You just dip yourself into an uncomfortable situation, and after you do that over and over again, those uncomfortable situations aren't really that big of a deal anymore. You kind of notice them less and less. You're not being as hyper vigilant. You're just kind of going through your day knowing that they're watching you and monitoring you. But coming to a point during this persecution that we're going to, or that we're going through, you've just got to kind of say fuck it, and Just live your life. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them steal your joy and, you know, the beauty in life. You can still go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want, as long as you're headstrong enough to just ignore these people and understand that they're cowards and they're not doing anything. They're not. If they haven't hurt you yet, they're probably not going to. So just be wary, you know, in public if you don't feel right. If your gut's giving you a, you know, feeling, go ahead and run with that. But for the most part, they're just people, and they're just here to monitor you. It's community watch, and these people that are, you know, being told to watch you, and these people that show up everywhere you are in town, they're just people, and a lot of them, like I said before, they don't know what they're doing. So don't be afraid of them. They're not going to stab you in Walmart or something. And I always have protection with me anyway. So yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing I can say, is just to try and ignore them. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them ruin your day. Who gives a fuck if people are following you in Walmart? I used to care. I don't really care anymore. Not that it doesn't bother me occasionally still, because it does, but not like it used to. I know that I am not doing anything wrong, and that if it was a big enough deal, they would have arrested me for whatever it is that they think I've done. I would have been locked up already, but I'm not. So obviously it's not that important for them to be stalking me, or monitoring me or following me. Another tip that I would suggest is leaving your phone at home when you go places. That's made it a lot easier for me. And when you're going somewhere, don't speak out loud. That like, hey, let's go to the Dollar General and get some whatever. Don't say that loudly. Just tell your significant other or whatever that you want to go somewhere, and don't scream it, because then they'll know that you're going there, and they will beat you there, or they'll be waiting there for you already. I feel like they have people in shifts. I swear to God, like, it doesn't matter where I go. There's always a couple of them that, and I just don't understand. Not that I don't understand how they do it. It's mind-boggling to think that people would take so much time out of their day, out of their miserable lives, to just fuck with people on a non-stop 25/8 basis. Just I can't fathom that. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. Sure, I guess it's probably easy money, or they get paid in gift cards and shit, but I mean, that's such a low thing to do, just to follow someone like that all the time, constantly, and monitor you. These people obviously don't have a very good interest in living. They just are, they do what they're told. And I don't know. It's getting easier for me. It's not such a big deal anymore. But they don't fuck with me like they used to. Not to say that I'm getting my hopes up, because I did before, almost, and it started right back up again. But just pray. Pray about everything. Pray before you go. You go out and do something. Pray that they don't bother you and they don't annoy you, or pray for yourself to not be as vigilant. But yeah, you have to understand that these things are demonic, and just as much as it is a physical battle, it's a mental and spiritual one as well. And a lot of this targeting has turned people to God, which is a good thing. And it sounds like conformity a little bit, but I think it's just that people need something to believe in. And that's kind of what happened to me. I was just feeling odd and feeling weird, like people were watching me and stuff, and I just gave my life to Christ. And then I really woke up when I was in Walmart one day and saw all the people acting, and I didn't know what it was. Luckily, I figured out what it was quick, and I found ways to make it better, because you can make it better. I know it's hard to trust people, especially new people, and it's difficult to talk about this because people just won't understand, and that's the hardest part, is that you kind of have to implode that and keep it in, because people aren't going to understand. But yeah, man, I'm going to finish my coffee, and I'll have this one posted up here in a minute. I'm out.